instructive, and it should always be longer than just one or two short sentences. Make it substantial, make it count, make it helpful, make it something that can help move the conversation forward on the discussion board. Give everybody something to think about. Now, always read my posts. I put posts at the top of every discussion board, all of them. I put posts at the top of every discussion board for every question. Read those posts. It is imperative that you read those posts. I provide you with research tips, additional questions to think about, possible sources to use. All kinds of valuable information is contained in those posts, so you've got to read them. Also, if you're wondering about how to do a discussion board assignment, how to respond to a discussion question, it's always a good idea to go down through the discussion board and read my responses to other students' work. After all, you can do that. And that's a great way to learn from what other people do right and from what other people could have done better. So, read everything. I promise it will help. Okay, so the second assignment each week is the generational analysis paper. What is that? Well, it's a paper that should be 2 full pages of text, double-spaced, 12-point font. Now that's 2 full pages of text. So yes, you should include images as well, but it has to be 2 full pages of text, not a page and a half of text and a couple of big images to take up space. The images can be included in the paper itself or included as attachments when you submit it through the Dropbox. Now you are writing about a specific kind of pop culture that you select in relation to a given historical context. So as I said earlier, each week we have a different era, a different generation. So that means the pop culture you pick to write about, you're going to write about each week. But the era, the generation changes from week to week, right? So the idea is you take one kind of pop culture that you really like and you write about it every week. So what happens by the end of the course is that you have this understanding of how this kind of popular culture you selected has changed, has evolved with time from era to era all through history. That's kind of the point. So that's why you take one kind of pop culture, whether it's film, fashion, food, sports, games, urban legends, comedy, whatever it might be, you keep that one kind and you talk about it in relation to the Lost Generation in week 1, and you talk about it in relation to the Greatest Generation in week 2, the Silent Generation in week 3, the Baby Boomer Generation in week 4, Generation X in week 5, and the Millennial Generation in the last week. And you'll notice up here, and I didn't realize that that circle I made in red was still there, but at any rate, it's valuable here because when you write these papers, you might be asking yourself, okay, I'm writing about sports in relation to the Lost Generation. That's great, but what years am I actually looking at? Well, the range you're looking for with each generation is included with the instructions for the paper assignment. So up here on the left, this is the first part to the instructions for Assignment 2, Spirit of the Times. So the second assignment every week is the paper. And this is that's the first part of the instructions for the assignment. Over here, you have the grading rubric that's included for the paper assignment. And up here, you see a handy little chart, okay? Now, you're going to notice two things here, the coming of age range and the birth date range for the generations. The years that you're interested in is the coming of age range. In there, you find the key years to pay attention to. So for the lost generation, as I've got it circled there, 1901 to 1929. You're not worried about the birth date range. That's not relevant. What you're worried about is the era in which they came of age. That is because as a person is coming into their late teens, early 20s, that's when they're really starting to participate in popular culture. That's when they are interacting the most with the key social and political events of the era, and so on. So those are the years you're interested in, right there. Always look at the coming of age range for a given era each week. And again, on the right, you see the grading rubric for the paper assignments. So make sure you read through that. Now, in addition, there is a two-part video about the paper assignment specifically at Questions for the Professor, and a complete overview of the paper assignment can be found in a document in the doc sharing area, as well as at Problems and Solutions for Week 1. So if you go to the doc sharing area, there is a document there specifically about the generational analysis paper. Download that document and read it. I promise you, it will make the paper assignment absolutely crystal clear. You've got to read it. You've got to. That document is also available at Problems and Solutions for Week 1, though. And you don't have to download anything to read that one. You just go to Problems and Solutions for Week 1, and you'll see it on the discussion board there. Just click on it, click on that subject line, and it'll open right there for you. So you don't even have to do anything except go there and click your mouse, and there it is. And then there is that two-part video at Questions for the Professor that also provides an overview of the paper assignment. Now, in addition to those things, I made this kind of inadequate flowchart here that is meant to give you sort of a visualization of what you're supposed to do for these papers. Okay, so you start with pop culture, right? That's part of the course and part of what you're writing about in the paper. You're writing about popular culture. The other part is connected with history, so there's always a given time period as well. Now, what you do is you select a specific kind of popular culture, in this case fashion, and you look at the age range, that coming of age era that I mentioned before, which in this case is for the first week, so 1901 to 1929. So now you've got your specific kind of pop culture, fashion. You know the specific dates you're looking at, 1901, 1929. Well, you put those two things together and you get the key fashion trends during 1901 to 1929. So if you were doing your first generational analysis paper on fashion, then what you would be doing is you would be doing some research on the key fashion trends during those years, and that's what you're writing about. That's pretty much it. That's kind of a quick and easy way to sum up what you do on these papers. Now, I hope that this brief PowerPoint has been helpful for you. As I said, in addition to this, there are other materials located in the classroom, including the two-part video I mentioned at Questions for the Professor, the documents at Problems and Solutions for Week 1, and the two documents in the doc sharing area. And there is also further information at Problems and Solutions for Week 2 as well. So there's a lot of additional material there for you to help you on these assignments. And of course, if you have any questions at all, my contact information can be found at Questions for the Professor, as well as in an announcement about contacting me at the course homepage. So if you do have any questions, you've got my email, you've got my phone number, so contact me as you need to get clarification on any of the things I've mentioned here today, or any of the things that are mentioned in any of the other materials in the course, and I will be more than happy to address your concerns. So thank you, and I look forward to this course with you.